Psalm 37:13. But the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. So Psalm 37 was written by David during a season when God's people were watching wicked people prosper. Sounds a little bit like today, honestly. But David is wrestling with a question many of us still ask: why do bad people seem to get ahead? Why do dishonest people appear to win? Why does evil seem to succeed? The entire psalm is God's answer. Don't confuse temporary success with ultimate victory. The laughter isn't mockery. The laughter is confidence. God laughs because he sees the entire story. The wicked only see today, but God sees the ending. The wicked think they're getting away with it, but God knows their day is coming. What looks permanent to us is temporary to him. One of the enemy's greatest weapons is making you believe he has more power than he actually does. He wants you to think the attack will never end, the injustice will never be addressed, the betrayal will never be exposed, the situation will never change. But Psalm 37:13 reminds us God is not intimidated by what intimidates you. Maybe someone lied about you, manipulated you, cheated you, abused their position, walked away without accountability, and from your perspective, it looks like they're winning. David says, don't be fooled by appearances, because God sees things that you cannot see, and God knows things that you do not know. The comfort isn't that God knows what happened, the comfort is that God knows when. For he knows their day is coming. Not maybe, not hopefully, not eventually, if everything works out, but God knows there is a day already visible to him. A day when justice comes, a day when the truth is revealed, and a day when every account is settled. If God already knows their day is coming, then what should we do? The answer of Psalm 37 is don't spend your life obsessing over what God is already handling. Don't lose your peace trying to manage someone else's judgment. Don't become consumed by revenge. Trust God with what God has going on and what belongs to God. The verse isn't really about the wicked. It's about the believer. It's about learning to rest when evil appears to prosper. And it's about trusting that God sees what you see and way far more. Because while the enemy is making plans, God already is looking at the outcome. The enemy may have a strategy, but God has a scheduled ending. And that's why heaven is not panicking. So Psalm 37 reminds us that God is not surprised by what happened, and he's not blind to what was done. And here's what I've learned. Healing doesn't come from obsessing over what they did. Healing comes from partnering with God in what he's going to do next. And that is why I created the Restoration Bundle. Link in the bio. Because so many people know Joel 2:25, I will restore the years the locusts have eaten. But they don't know how to walk through the restoration. Because the goal isn't to stay focused on the people who hurt you. The goal is to become so focused on what God is rebuilding that their actions no longer define your future. If that is where you are right now, the link is in the bio.